Korean companies are acquiring well-known foreign brands to further expand them. Why are more and more Korean companies doing this, and how big is its economic effect? Ethnic and mainland Chinese capital have an enormous influence over global markets. Are there any measures to attract the massive capital? CG technology makes movies, TV dramas, and animation films more realistic. What are the characteristics of Korean CG technology and its economic implications? Now, ICT has also become crucial in nurturing children. Various ICT-based services that take care of children's safety and education. Clear historical facts are distorted and twisted in North Korea's history books. Why is a communist nation distorting history?
Hi everyone, I'm Jeff Kane, and I'm your host for Bizline this week. We're here in the center of Seoul, where it's surprisingly empty because the summer heat is out and people are on vacation. But while they're gone, this week we're going to give you a new story. I'm sure you've heard of these brands, FILA, Smoothie King, MCM. They're pretty popular nowadays and they're all over the place. But did you know that Korean companies have actually acquired these names? And that Korean companies recently have been spreading overseas? It's part of a recent trend. So today, let's figure out why these groups are acquiring these brands and whether or not they're successful, and what it means for them.
Famous global brands are changing their nationality to Korea one after another. Why are Korean companies, which have been importing products of the global brands, increasingly taking over their headquarters instead? And how big is the economic effect from this? An ice cream store in the heart of Seoul. Colorful and tasty gelatos are attracting people exhausted by the heat. This is Palazzo Del Freddo, an Italian gelato brand established by an Italian royal cook, a brand that has 134 years of tradition. This gelato has become famous after Audrey Hepburn had this in the movie Roman Holiday. Its craftsmanship has been passed down through 4 generations. An Italian artisan started this ice cream brand, but it is currently owned by a Korean company. The Korean company, which had been importing the ice cream, has taken over its headquarters.
이태리에 있는 팔라쪼는 5대째 가문의 업으로 팔라쪼를 운영하고 있습니다. 하지만 이 바뀌는 트렌드와 이 대응도가 아무래도 이런 기업의 어떤 마케팅이라던가 자본력에 도달하지 못하기 때문에 한층 성장시킬 수 있는 기반 자체가 없는 상태였습니다.
Haitai Confectionery Foods plans to add its marketing strategy to promptly deal with local tastes, the craftsman's ice cream technology to advance into the global premium ice cream market.
지금 현재 전 세계적으로 프리미엄 아이스크림 시장이 굉장히 빠르게 성장하고 있습니다. 향후 2020년까지 국내 300개, 해외 200여 개의 매장을 오픈하여 연매출 1,000억 원에 달하는 글로벌 브랜드로 성장시킬 계획입니다.
Like Haitai Confectionery, more and more Korean companies which have been importing famous foreign brands are acquiring their headquarters. Smoothie King of the US, MCM of Germany, Quatorze of France, and FILA of Italy. All of these global brands have Korean nationality now. What is common in these mergers and acquisitions is that smaller firms which have been on a fast track took over the bigger ones. Korean companies' acquisitions of overseas firms, which began to rise since the 2000s, explosively rose in the past 5 years in terms of value. If so, why have Korean companies' M&A activities increased recently?
최근에 이제 유럽 상황이 안 좋기 때문에요. 굉장히 좋은 브랜드들이 매력적인 가격에 매물로 많이 나와 있는 상황이고요. 그래서 아무래도 좀 인수나 이런 것들이 많이 이루어지고 있는 것 같습니다.
The reason more and more Korean companies are jumping into acquisition of global brands is to use their brand recognition in expanding businesses as a globalized firm.
사실 그 기업의 글로벌화, 세계화라는 게 사실 경쟁력도 있어야 되고 어떤 노하우가 있어야 되는데 사실 혼자의 힘으로 하는 건 쉽진 않습니다. 그럴 때 이제 이미 뭔가 브랜드력이 있고 경쟁력이 있는 글로벌 브랜드를 인수합병하는 거는 어떤 그 우리나라 기업들이 해외에 나갈 수 있는 발판이자 그다음에 굉장히 첩경이 될 수 있습니다. 그러니까 사실은 그 목적은 굉장히 다양한데 뭐 아까 말씀드렸다시피 시장 접근이라는 측면, 그다음에 기술 습득, 그다음에 요즘에는 자원 확보까지 다양한 목적으로 인해서 요즘에는 그 해외 브랜드 M&A가 활발하게 진행되고 있는 것 같습니다. 네.
Korean companies are taking the strategy of taking over well-known foreign brands because they will be in a more favorable position to move forward as a global company by using the global brand's existing distribution networks and brand recognition rather than launching a new brand and get recognition from the world, which takes a long time.
제품을 만들 수 있다 하더라도 일단 오리지널리티, 어떤 원조의 어떠한 그 느낌은 그 어떤 시간 외에는 사올 수 없는 것 같습니다. 그래서 아마 훨씬 더 큰 규모의 기업이지만 이 브랜드 하나를 인수함에 있어서 그 브랜드의 어떠한 본질 또 오리지널리티를 높이 평가했기 때문에 어떤 가치를 지불하고 이 브랜드를 인수를 한 것 같습니다.
Korean companies' acquisition of foreign firms, particularly Seongju Group's acquisition of MCM and Eland Group's acquisition of Mandarina Duck, served as an excellent opportunity for Korea, which lacked globalized firms in the fashion industry. Sales of MCM, which were at about $60 million at the time of acquisition in 2007, rose to about $370 million in 2012. FILA, whose sales were about $440 billion at the time of acquisition, also surged to $760 billion in 2011. Its growth is more meaningful as the portion of its overseas sales also rose. Eland Group has been the most active in acquiring global brands. In the past 3 to 4 years, it successfully acquired about 20 companies. From Europe alone, it is operating 7 brands including Mandarina Duck, K-Swiss, Cucinelli after acquiring them.
저희가 비어있는 영역들을 보통 인수를 합니다. 그래서 실제로 만다리나 덕이나 코치넬리나 아니면 뭐 K-스위스 같은 경우에 저희가 없던 영역이거나 아니면 좀 약했던 영역들인 자파나 스포츠 브랜드들이거든요. 이런 브랜드 인수를 통해서 저희 큰 포트폴리오를 채우는 거고요. 그다음에 그 브랜드들을 인수를 해서 향후에 얼마나 빨리 성장시킬 수 있는지, 그 다음에 저희가 기존에 가지고 있던 브랜드들과 얼마나 시너지를 낼 수 있는지를 종합적으로 판단을 해서 인수를 하고 있습니다.
It is true that an aggressive M&A also comes with large risks. The fact that a company is put up for sale in the M&A market is also proof that its growth has been sluggish. If a bidder jumps into the M&A market without a thorough market research and business plan, it has a risk of going down with negative brand images.
가장 이제 중요한 거는 M&A라는 거는 어떤 기업과 기업의 하나의 결합이 되는 건데 그 인수합병할 그 기업을 제대로 모르고 그 기업의 어떤 그 상태라든지 그것의 인지도라든지 이런 걸 제대로 파악하지 않고 M&A를 한다면 사실은 성공보다는 실패할 확률이 더 커질 것 같습니다.
But so far, Korea's cross-border M&As are still substantially low compared to those of developed countries. Experts agree that the Korean economy needs more successful cross-border M&As to create a new source of income outside the already mature Korean market.
M&A를 통해서 전 세계의 다른 나라의 라이센스를 받아들일 수 있는 거고 결국엔 그게 국가 경제에 보탬이 되겠죠. 그리고 직원들도 해외에 적극적으로 나갈 수 있는 계기가 되기 때문에 경제에 보탬이 되고 앞으로 기업들이 해야 될 바람직한 일이라고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
국경 간 M&A 규모는 사실 우리나라는 굉장히 지금 작습니다. 뭐 전 세계 총액에 비해서는 한 1%도 안 되는 수치입니다. 근데 그럼에도 불구하고 이제 우리나라가 앞으로 이제 이런 M&A를 잘 활용해야 되는 이유는 아무래도 우리가 이제 다른 나라에 비해서 규모가 작은 경제고요. 뭐 그렇기 때문에 우리가 이제 무역도 중요하다 하지만 이제 기업의 어떤 글로벌화가 굉장히 중요합니다. 그래서 그러기 위해서는 M&A의 하나의 어떤 수단이 굉장히 좋은 수단이 될 수 있고요.
Korean companies are targeting global markets, adding their unique management skill to the history and tradition of global brands. As their growth continues, Korean companies' hunt for global brands is likely to continue.
The ethnic Chinese are the largest migrant group in the world overseas. The other group is the Jewish people. Now, the ethnic Chinese have a vast amount of money because their numbers are so big, about 4 trillion US dollars. That's huge. Now, this is a lot of liquid assets. But here in Korea, Chinese investment hasn't really been that big, at least compared to other countries in Southeast Asia, in Europe, in America. So today, we're joined by Dr. Kim Jin-ho from Dankook University, a professor of political science and international relations. And he's going to tell us about ethnic Chinese capital and what Korea can do to attract it. Professor, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much. I'm be happy here.
So to start, can you tell us a little bit about the scope of this ethnic Chinese capital around the world? What does this entail?
Let me make one example. Before we think, what is overseas Chinese? We know overseas Chinese, the meaning is that the people living in outside of China, Chinatown, it's San Francisco, New York, and London, and so many places we can see them. But in fact, overseas Chinese capital is the oldest meaning of Chinese ethnic capital, because 1978, mainland China started to reform the government system and they open the door to outside, make some people invest in mainland China. But nobody wanted to invest them because it's Communist Party. So at that time, so many Chinese living in Southeast Asia, they invested in their mother country. It's one of the seed money for Chinese economic development system. So we saw at that time we said people in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, they are overseas Chinese and their money is ethnic Chinese capital. But after 1995, they said there are so many enterprises in mainland China is going outside. So now we mean is changed is that Chinese ethnic Chinese capital is including Chinese enterprise inside and overseas Chinese enterprise together.
Could you give some examples of companies of overseas ethnic investments that the Chinese are doing that are successful?
We can easily find so many ethnic Chinese enterprise in the world. One of the richest person in Hong Kong, Li Ka-sing, is a famous richest person. He made the business by his effort, almost 60 more years. We heard Canadian Railway Company and Arirang Company also invested by his capitals. And the other side, we also find so many groups, Semigal Beers in Philippines, and also the PTT groups in Thailand, and the Singapore Airlines, and we also find that the Taiwan groups, the Taiwan Formosa Group, and semiconductor companies. Also, you also know that notable. But nowadays we know Marvin, Alibaba Marvin. He built his company near Shanghai. Only few people do that. But the company perhaps total amount in market is more bigger than Facebook, perhaps. And we also know Tencent. Tencent is very similar with Korean Kakao. Also very similar with American Facebook, social network. But they also have good markets in the world. They also invest in Korea, invest in United States. Also some Chinese groups invest in North Korea.
Now with the investments from Tencent in Korea, that was earlier this year, and the number was estimated, I think, at 400 million US dollars. That's quite a big investment in the Korean gaming company. There are concerns among some experts that this might actually have a side effect in the industries here. What do you think about that?
They need to study in Korea because they get huge markets, because we know the total population in China market. So they invested something in Korea, learned about the skills and the techniques. Also they can adapt in domestic market, also make big benefit. But sometimes original thinking, Chinese people don't want to invest in that kind of thing. They want to invest in real estate and logistics and the banking system, but now they want to invest in the other advanced technical enterprise in the world.
What can Korea do then to attract more of this capital? Because it sounds like there are so many companies out there operating in North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, even Africa is a big destination now for Chinese investment. But in Korea, there's a bit of a dearth. And what can the Korean government do to improve that?
First thing, we give opportunities, make benefit in Korean market. We can also make benefit through them. So Chinese person is very clever. Before they only invested in real estate or some entertainment, so for example, casino and so on. But nowadays they will change it. They wanted to make good business with Korean, but percentage is different. They want to take 70% of benefit, 30% of benefit you Korean take. China people, they like a big country, looks like United States. How to make Chinese people invest in Korea? We should learn about overseas Chinese society. What is different with Korean systems and regulations, and with the lifestyle, how to make them happy in Korea to do commercial activities. After we know that, we also make money together. It looks like New York, there are so many peoples, Indian peoples, and Chinese peoples, Jewish people. All of them make business together as multicultural, complex international city. We should make that kind of cities. We also can do a good business with Chinese and the other ethnic peoples in the world.
So you've discussed quite a bit about what Korea can do and what Chinese capital can do for Korea. But at the same time, don't you think that Chinese capital in Korea, if they were to invest more, it would certainly revitalize the Korean economy?
Yeah, because now the Chinese economic power is going up very fast, and the Korean situation is some different with the other place. It looks like Middle East is concerned by, we have a good concern with the United States and Japan, and also have a good relationships with China. China invested some capitals. They have two kind of proposal. One is the first one is political purpose, and the other one is economical purpose. But last time the government leader Xi Jinping visited Korea, and they have some agreement. We have some make the economic regional zone together, but we cannot do it by ourselves because it's one of the zone. We have the other systems with FTA, TPP, and so on. So we want to find the capitals from China, the meaning is the state China, and also wanted to invest some capital from overseas Chinese, but it's not too easy in Korea because Korean people are not open-minded, cannot respect Chinese people. If we wanted to make money from them, you should respect them. Looks like we want business in New York, we should respect people in New York. So government and citizens learn more about the Chinese peoples and know how to make them satisfied in Korean society. Also, if they have a chance, they think Korea is a nice place, is a safety, also make a good economic activities. They want to invest in Korea, we also can make a business. So Chinese business must do that, a long-term business, not short-term business. Yeah.
You mentioned President Xi Jinping's visit. What do you think about President Park Geun-hye's efforts to improve ties with China economically? Do you think that this is going to lead to greater Chinese investments in Korea?
Yeah, perhaps we have big opportunities. Chinese want to invest in Korea, and government leader Xi Jinping with 200 more the chairmen and enterprise visited to Korea. It's one of the very big diplomatic activities. Only visited one Korea. Also, with Xi Jinping, so many big men visited Korea. Also discussed so many things. But how to make business doing actually, as the government effort is very needed thing. But we cannot solve the problem. Only the main MOU cannot solve everything. So firstly, Korean people always respect Chinese commercial styles. We also have a good decision and discuss with Chinese people, working together, make money together, and build a good society together. And we are close neighbor countries. If we have that kind of mind, we also can invite Jewish in Korea. We also invite American people also to activities in Korea.
Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, which is a deal that's in the works between the US, Japan, and a handful of Southeast Asian countries. Now, China is not a part of this.
Yeah.
Do you think this could be a factor that could at least impact Chinese investment in Korea? If Korea is going with the TPP or going with the American side, what does that mean for Chinese investment in Korea?
Yeah, the system in the world, is American system is firmly and very strong. It's all very reasonable systems. But China is now going to uprising nowadays. They want to make it looks like a regional system. It will that easily controlled by China. But I think it's not too easy to solve the problem. Communist Party have their own ruling government system. So sometimes we cannot easily make good relationships with China also. But this time is a chance. Make a good complex, multi-political cities and commercial cities in Korea, and living together with happy, we can make a good commercial city.
All right, Dr. Kim Jin-ho, a professor at Dankook University, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you today.
Thanks very much.
You lack confidence in your body proportion and photos. Now let's correct this to boost your confidence. The app of the week is Spring. It specializes in correcting bodies, including increasing your height in photos. Take a picture of your full body or find one from your photo gallery. Choose 3 axes such as shoulders or ankles. Then it naturally makes you taller and in line with your body proportion. You can also choose 2 axes like your legs. You want to focus on elongating as much as you want. Now you can create a confident full body photo with your smartphone instead of high-heeled shoes.
In the 21st century, computer graphics, or CG as they're known, are everywhere. They're in movies, animated videos, games, dramas. You can't spend a single day without encountering CG at some point. But recently, the industry has been expanding and Korean researchers are bringing their own technologies to the table. So how can CG make movies more realistic and more entertaining? And what will they do for the economy? Let's find out.
An army of thousands of soldiers in a Chinese martial arts movie. A virtual city created in a fantasy movie. In movies and dramas, the use of computer graphics is essential to show scenes that are impossible to film in real life. Computer graphics technology that can produce images cheaper and easier has been developed by a team of Korean researchers. The visual industry is growing every day, with the genre of movies diversifying. Along with blockbusters and sci-fi movies, the use of computer graphics occurs often to depict lifelike and colorful backgrounds. Until now, Korea's contents on digital nature depended on technology imported from overseas. Therefore, it took long hours and trial and error to create localized images they wanted.
기존에는 영화에서는 이제 마야라는 3D 도구를 가장 많이 쓰는데요. 마야를 이용해서 많은 부분 수작업으로 직접 제작을 하든지 이러면 시간이 이제 오래 걸리고요. 또 외산 지형이나 식물, 건물 표현에 외산 툴을 사용해서 작업을 했는데 우리나라 자연 환경에는 이제 적합하지 않았던 그런 단점이 있고 사용자의 의도 반영이 쉽지가 않았던 그런 단점이 있었습니다.
Recently, computer graphics technology was developed by a team of Korean researchers that can solve these inconveniences. The state-run Electronics and Telecommunications Research Institute, or ETRI, has recently released computer graphics software that can digitally recreate natural surroundings. So what does this technology mean to us?
사용자 의도를 쉽게 반영할 수 있는, 다시 말씀드려서 사용자가 원하는 어떤 지형이나 식물을 직관적으로 빠르게 작업할 수 있도록 하는데 저희가 큰 목적이 있습니다.
The technology on digital nature developed by ETRI has 3 features: drawing landscapes, plants, and buildings and roads. They are created automatically and have shortened work times by half in comparison with the same work done by hands.
가상 도시의 경우 특히 이제 우선 지형을 만들어야겠죠. 가상 도시가 자리하게 될 지형을 만들고요. 그다음에 그 지형 위에 가상 도시의 도로 네트워크를 이제 지정을 합니다. 도로 네트워크도 이제 자동으로 지정할 수 있고 수동으로 이제 조금씩 변형을 가해가지고 어떤 원하는 형태로 도로 네트워크를 형성을 합니다. 그리고 그 도로 네트워크 위에 건물들을 자동으로 또 배치를 하게 돼가지고 최종적으로 가상 도시를 만들게 됩니다.
Unlike technology from overseas, it can create 3-dimensional trees and forests with just one photo. One can easily design a city with a simple sketch of the land.
나무 같은 경우에는 우리가 나무 가지가 나무 밑둥에서부터 점점 두 갈래로 뻗어나간다는 사실을 알고 있죠. 그 사실을 이용해서 사진을 찍은 영상이랑 그 다음에 나뭇가지가 뻗어나간다는 그 두 가지를 조합해서 가능하면 가장 그럴싸한 3차원 모델을 추정해내는 겁니다. 그 다음 지형 같은 경우에도 비슷한데 지형을 원거리에서 보게 되면 산 줄기라든지 아니면 이런 능선들이 가장 큰 특징이 될 텐데요. 이런 특징들을 사람이 그려주면 그 특징들을 만족하는 3차원 지형 모델을 자동으로 추정해주는 방법입니다.
In the past, one had to create a database on Korea's traditional buildings and plants and work manually, but now one can create a virtual city containing Korean traits automatically. A 3D animation movie, which is scheduled to be released this year in Korea and abroad, has also been produced using the technology developed by ETRI. The animation uses the jungle as its background, so the technology to create virtual landscapes and forests was used here. Creating a 3D virtual plant with a photo and plants that have leaves that transform over time are possible with this technology.
저희가 정글 셔플은 일단 정글이 많이 나오는 부분들이 있는데 그러기 위해서는 정글에 나무를 많이 심어야 됩니다. 5,000그루에서 10,000그루까지 심어야 되는데 이런 거를 다 일일이 수작업으로 할 수 없거든요. 그래서 그걸 자동적으로 심어주는 것을 네이처 기술로 많이 활용을 했습니다.
So how economical is this new technology compared with the ones imported from overseas?
외산 기술에 비해서 그래도 한 20-30% 정도 효과가 더 있었다고 생각이 되고요. 저희가 전체적인 모델링 부분에서 10% 정도 효율이 있다 치면 한 1억 5천 정도 저희가 아무래도 돈을 아낀 효과가 있었다고 보입니다.
Automatizing processes that had once required handwork was made possible by the digital nature technology developed by ETRI. Once the tool is put into commercial use, ETRI expects production costs to be cut down by half, considering the cost of purchasing programs made overseas. As of 2014, the world film market size is estimated to be around $93 billion. The computer graphics market, which is centered in the US, takes 20% of that market, so one can expect an economic effect.
2014년에 세계 컴퓨터 그래픽 제작 시장이 약 190억 불로 그렇게 추정이 되고 있는데요. 저희 기술이 아마 거기서 0.1% 정도 점유율 확대에, 우리나라의 점유율 확대를 기여할 수 있지 않을까 생각이 되고, 계산을 해보면 약 190억 원 정도의 어떤 수입 대체 효과나 수출 효과가 있을 것으로 기대가 되고 있습니다.
There is an expectation that the tool won't be limited to be used just in creating traditional sceneries in movies and dramas, but take a bigger role in city design and education.
콘텐츠 제작 기술이 사실 하루가 다르게 발전을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 사실 이 기술이 잘 쓰이려면은 많은 콘텐츠에 적용을 해봐야 되는 거고요. 그래서 저희가 이거를 실제 저희 기술을 활용해서 어떤 콘텐츠를 만들거나 어떤 사업을 할 수 있는 부분을 계속 발굴해서 찾고 있고요. 기술 개발이 또 계속 뒷받침이 돼야 되는데, 저희가 지금 구상 중인 후속 과제의 일부분에 저희 개발된 기술을 계속 보강해서 업그레이드할 그런 계획이 있습니다.
Atree's digital nature production technology can save time and cost when compared with the program developed overseas and used worldwide. It is expected to cause a new wave in the global computer graphics market through effectiveness and economic feasibility.
Korean parents will spare no expense for their children. As you know, education here in Korea is a pretty big deal, and everybody wants to make sure that their kid is raised the right way. But nowadays there are plenty of tools out there, plenty of technological gadgets and software programs that can help kids in their younger years. So are these really helping, and what kind of companies are involved? Let's take a look.
Smart devices and their accessories are pouring out of Korea, which befits its image as a leader of information and communications technology. Among these, there are products being released for the precious young ones. A device to record a child's daily activities and teach the child without adult supervision, it is the ICT capturing the heart of the parents and even children. A phone rings as a girl walks on the street. The sound is coming from her wrist.
엄마 어디야?
Her mother's face appears on the screen and they begin to talk. It is a wristband-shaped phone made just for children. This wearable device was made to put parents' minds at ease.
아이가 워낙 주의가 산만한 시기라서 외출할 때 혹시나 길을 잃어버리지 않을까, 아니면 부모와 헤어지지 않을까 걱정이 늘 있었어요. 그런데 키즈폰을 사용하면서 아이가 어디 있는지 실시간으로 위치 추적도 되고, 또 아이와 직접 목소리로 어디에 있는지 무엇을 하는지 확인을 할 수 있으니까 아이도 좋아하고 저도 더 안심이 되는 것 같아요.
SK Telecom has introduced a wearable phone for children called T-Kids Phone Jun. Parents can keep an eye on children when they are outside or on the move using their smartphone.
어린애들이 잊어먹지 않도록 그 손목에도 차는 그런 스마트폰을 이제 폰을 기획하게 됐고요. 그래서 전체적으로 이제 가격은 상당히 저렴하고, 그리고 애들이 잊어먹지 않으면서 예쁘면서 부모 입장에서는 항상 우리 애가 어디 있는지 파악할 수 있고, 그리고 A 입장에서는 위험에 처했을 때 SOS 누르면은 부모한테 직접 연락이 갈 수 있게 하고, 그리고 불필요한 스팸 전화를 받지 않도록 하기 위해서는 한정된 사람한테서만 전화를 받을 수 있는 그런 기본적인 기능을 탑재해서 예쁘게 만든 게 저희 T-Kids 폰입니다.
The child can make calls through the phone to up to 30 contacts preset by the parent with a simple touch of the button. In an emergency, the child can press the SOS button on the phone so that the alert can be sent immediately to the parent's smartphone. The parent can also track down the exact location of the child by using a map application with GPS and WPS. It also features an app which sends out an alarm if the child walks away from the parent by more than 2 kilometers. The device fulfills the needs of the parents wanting to create a safe environment for their children with the development of the information and communications technology. LG U Plus has also introduced a smart device exclusively for children targeting preschoolers. Kids On, which is designed with a cartoon character, can not only call parents, but also automatically connects to the child's phone if he or she does not answer within 10 seconds to allow parents to hear what is happening as well as track down the child's whereabouts with an app. Parents who are concerned about their children but don't want to buy them a smartphone welcome such devices, and they quickly sold out.
근데 이번에 이게 웨어러블로 그 몸에 찰 수 있는 걸로 만들어놨기 때문에 부모 호응도가 상당히 높습니다. 그래서 여러 가지 뭐 블로그라든가 이런 걸 통해서 확인했을 때 호응도가 굉장히 좋고 지금까지 원하던 폰이라고 많이 반응이 있고요. 현재로서 뭐 일 한 1000대 이상 매일매일 개통이 되고 있다고 보시면 됩니다.
Other than devices made exclusively for children, there are other services to assure their safety. SK Telecom has also introduced a service based on 3G to inform whether the carrier of the device has entered or exited a certain zone set by the Guardian and provides information about location. LG U Plus released a new service called Kids Tag, a wristband fitted with Bluetooth technology that rings an alarm whenever a child strays 30 meters away from their parents. Information and communications technology is greatly helping to put parents' minds at ease. A household in Gimpo, Gyeonggi-do. Children are in the living room playing, but a closer look shows that they are studying English with an intriguing-looking device. The English Egg allows its users to learn English by choosing contents of choice by pressing a smart pen on its exclusive board. It is different from learning English by just reading a book or watching TV. Parents are showing growing interest on the high-tech device because it can educate children while having fun.
영어 유치원 같은 경우가 한 달에 뭐 100만 원, 많게는 150만 원까지 들어간다는 얘기를 들었거든요. 그런데 그 영어 유치원 수업 같은 경우는 아침에 갔다가 점심이 오면 이제 끝나는 거잖아요. 그런데 이 교재 같은 경우는 언제든지 내가 원할 때 들을 수 있고 쉽게 접할 수 있고 그래서 가격 대비 저는 굉장히 경제적이고 그래서 만족하고 있습니다.
To appeal to parents, it is important to promote products to be effective in children's education. KidsPad 2, which was recently introduced by LG Electronics, lets children study Korean, English, and Chinese simultaneously while helping to develop their cognitive skills through various educational games. Parents who can't stay next to their children all the time are opting to purchase high-end educational products. On the other hand, companies are expanding their customer base for the future by capturing children's interests.
디지털화된 유아 전용 콘텐츠들이 많이 확산되고 있고 또 부모들이 안심하고 아이에게 쥐어줄 수 있는 그런 유아 전용 디지털 기기들에 대한 니즈가 많이 확산되고 있기 때문에 이런 제품들이 많이 출시되고 있습니다.
이제 앞으로는 이제 교육 사업이라든가 이런 쪽까지 이런 모바일로 제공하는 부분이 활성화될 거라고 생각하고 있습니다만은 이제 규모가 뭐 그 성인처럼 그렇게 뭐 커질 거라고 보지는 않지만 다양하게 가격이 저렴한 쪽으로 해서 굉장히 확산은 지속적으로 될 거라고 생각하고 있고 저희도 계속 준비는 현재 해가고 있습니다.
Rising concerns over children's safety and interest in education in Korea. The country's information and communications technology is fast tuning into the needs of the parents and offering solutions.
More than 6 decades ago, North and South Korea were a single place. There was no national division. But North Korean propaganda tells a different story. So, why do the history textbooks distort the facts, and what is North Korea trying to accomplish? Let's figure out.
Korea had been one and proud of its heritage of 5,000 years before it was bisected in half by global powers as the outcome of the Second World War, a status quo that has lasted for more than 6 decades. Despite shared roots, young children and teenagers on the North and South grow up learning an entirely different history about their race and land. Why is that? The history book North Korean students learn in class looks like any history textbook, with the table of contents laid out in timeline, illustrations, and appendix. But upon closer look, there is a distinguished, unusual feature. The nation's founder Kim Il-sung appears on every page, even during an age when he had not existed.
북한의 모든 교과서에 간 첫 번째 면은 이제 주석과 관련된 얘기 항상 붙어서 나오게 되고 있고요. 북한 내에서 어떤 현상에 대한 해석의 권위를 가지고 있는 게 수령밖에 없기 때문에 그렇습니다. 예를 들어서 뭐 역사 유적지를 판명을 하거나 뭐 명승 고적지를 판명하는 데 있어서 가장 중요한 근거가 되는 것은 장군님께서 다음과 같이 말씀하셨습니다. 이것은 뭐 참으로 아름다운 곳입니다. 이렇게 하면 그거 자체가 판단이 되는 것들이고요.
King Taejo of Joseon, Lee Sung-gae, who Koreans learn as heroic figure who founded the Joseon dynasty, in North Korea is portrayed as evil because he raised an armed revolution to topple the Quatorze dynasty.
북한의 역사관에 대해서 회의를 할 수가 있고, 그리고 북한의 백도 혈통 중심의 북한의 그 체제 세습에 대한 어떤 도전으로 올 수 있기 때문에.
The Kim family of Baekdu bloodline is the single legitimate authority to rule, demanding absolute loyalty. Any anti-regime or language and behavior that can undermine the Kim family power are strictly banned, even on TV soap dramas.
인국정 같은 경우에는 이제 바로 확정이 시달린 이제 인민 대중들이 일어나서 정권을 뒤집어 엎었던, 처음에 영화를 만들 때 이제 그런 것을 보여주기 위해 영화를 만들었었는데, 이게 영화를 보다가 보니까 현체적 유사한 점들이 많이 나타나는 부분들이죠. 그래서 어느 순간부터 시작해서 그 주제가 이런 걸 다 보이지 않게 금기시 시켰고요. 그래서 노래를 잘 못 부르게 하고, 어떻게 보면 현재 상황이 바로 이제 어떤 그 당시대와 비교해 봤을 때 타도 대상이 될 수 있는 상황이 되니까 거기에 대해서 굉장히 좀 금지하고 있는 편이고.
Distorted facts are not the only lesson North Korean students get in history class. They have extra learning work. They must learn the history of the Kim family, or the revolution history since Kim Il-sung came to power.
북한에서 그 혁명 역사라고 하는 것은 곧 그 김일성의 그 역사라고 하는 것입니다. 그럼 북한에서 혁명 역사의 비중은 교과서의 비중으로 알 수가 있는데, 북한의 그 소학교, 우리말로 하면 초등학교에서 역사 과목이 없습니다. 대신에 김일성, 김정일, 김정숙의 그 어린 시절을 바로 이렇게 이야기 형식으로 이제 역사를 배우고 있고요. 중학교, 고등학교의 과정에는 혁명 역사나 혁명 활동의 과목은 한 주당 한두 시간씩 편성이 되어 있습니다. 그것도 김일성의 혁명 역사와 활동, 그리고 김정일의 혁명 역사와 활동, 그리고 김정숙의 혁명 역사 과목 해서, 그렇게 보면 그 근현대사, 김일성 일과의 그 과목 편성이 상당한 것을 알 수가 있겠죠.
The goal is to brainwash North Koreans with the Juche ideology by educating children on the legitimacy of the revolutionary family from an early age. According to defectors from North Korea, the history lesson on the last century of revolutionist North Korea, from the point when Kim Il-sung took power, is not just more important than the 5,000-year history on Korea, but is considered the most important bedrock of school education.
학생들이 공부를 하는 과목이 총 만약에 6과목이다 뭐 이랬을 때 김일성의 혁명 역사가 차지하는 그 비율이 50%가 넘어요. 그래서 수학, 물리, 뭐 영어학 이런 거 아무리 잘해봐야 소용없고, 김일성 역사의 점수가 가장 높기 때문에 비중도 많고, 그리고 어릴 때부터 그렇게 또 해와야 된다고 애들은 교육을 받았기 때문에 김일성의 역사 배우는 건 당연한 걸 받아들였어요.
As their peers on the southern side learn by heart the royal pedigree in ancient monarchies, North Korean students must familiarize themselves with the 5-generation family tree of eternal leader Kim Il-sung from his grandfather to his grandson and current leader Kim Jong-un.
위로 3대 김일성, 그러니까 할아버지, 아버지 김일성, 그 다음에 김정일, 김정은 이어진 위아래 3대로 해서 5대 쪽까지도 이제 가게 하게 되어 있고, 김일성뿐만 아니라 그의 뭐 아버지라든가 할아버지라든가 이런 것들 이제 혁명 사적줄 다 조성이 되어 있기 때문에 현주 순례도 다 하고 그렇게 되어 있습니다.
According to history records taught in North Korean classes, the Kim family is an expanded revolutionary one, all of them an independent fighter with heroic, extraordinary accomplishments that can only exist in fiction.
기억에 남는 거는 3.1 운동 때 김일성이 평양성에 나가서 만세 운동을 했다고 해요. 그리고 그리고 마을 사람들을 이끌어서 7살짜리 애가 마을 사람들을 이끌어서 저기 김일성의 생가인 만경대라고 있거든요. 그 만경대 올라가서 밤새 목청권 독립 만세를 외쳤다 이래 하는데 그때는 그게 진짜인 줄 믿었어요. 근데 지금 생각을 해보면 7살짜리 애가 어떻게 어른들을 이끌고 다니나요?
Why does North Korea go as far as falsifying history and facts to fuel the cult personality around the Kim family?
북한에서 얘기한 유일체제라고 하는 것이 유일성이라고 하는 게 뭘 의미하냐면은 이제 종교적으로 보면은 이제 김일성 외에 다른 인물을 섬기지 말라는 것하고 비슷한 의미를 좀 가지고 있고요. 모든 이 현대사를 이끌어 와서 그러니까 그 일제 제국주의 타도로부터 시작해가지고 인민대중이 사는 주체시대의 건설이라고 모든 과정에 있어서 유일했었던 것은 김일성의 항일무장혁명투쟁과 주체사상만이 옳고 유일한 방법이었었기 때문에 위에 나머지 것들을 가지고 이렇게 의미를 부여하거나 이런 것은 스스로의 역사를 부정하는 결과가 되기 때문에 김씨가 왜 다른 인물에 대해서 조명을 하고 있지는 않습니다.
The gap between the two Koreas becomes wider and wider because North Korea uses history as a propaganda instrument to brainwash and shield its people from the real truth. The more extreme it becomes, the more ridiculous North Korea is making itself look in international eyes.
That's all for Bizline this week. Next week will air on National Liberation Day. As you know, in 1945, Korea achieved its independence, and since then the capital of Seoul has grown wildly. Next week we'll look at how Seoul has changed and what the future growth engines might be. Join us next week for plenty more stories. This is Jeff Kane for Bizline. Thanks for joining us.